BOZOS are taking the biscuit. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be looking at entitled parents again, and as ever, if you have any suggestions on any future compilations I should do or any handy hints on how I can improve the ones I'm doing, I really will appreciate it. And a big thank you to everybody that's been so supportive so far. I really appreciate it. Thank you. So first up we've got a picture. It appears to be of a dead or dying bee. It's quite sad, and it says, "Bumblebee has officially been added to the ever-growing list of endangered species." Now we've got a comment that says, "I wish it would become extinct. Because if Kim gets stung by one, she could die if she doesn't have her EpiPen with her. They are very dangerous for her to be around, ever since she was a child." God, okay, so here I think this is more than anything a case of ignorance. Just in case anybody is confused by this, if bumblebees go extinct, so do we, okay? So we definitely need them. I know sometimes they can be irritating. I personally love bumblebees. I don't see them as a problem for me, but I'm not allergic, and obviously if you are allergic, that is a very serious thing. However, we do still need them, so luckily I'm pretty pleased to hear that this person isn't in any kind of control over them, otherwise we'd be in real trouble. So on this, I am actually going to hold back my judgment in terms of being a bozo or taking the biscuit, because I do feel that she's just probably ignorant about, you know, what bumblebees do and stuff. So my sentence for her is go and read a book about bumblebees and then you will see how important they are. Okay, next up we have one that appears to be about a really beautiful dog, so let's get into it. EP, or entitled parent, followed me around school to get my dog. Wow, okay. I was in year 10, age 15 at this point, and I own a beautiful staffy greyhound cross who was about 2 years old. This parent was also my teaching assistant because I was really struggling with some mental issues and bullying. Me and my daughter were walking past your house the other day. They were local, small rural area. Your dog growled at us. I hope you and your mum are taking care of her. Me. Oh, God, really? I'm so sorry. She's never done that before. Well, my daughter is an excellent dog trainer. She can train any dog. And your dog is so beautiful. How about we take her off your hands? You have enough on your plate with exams and your cats. No, it's okay. I know what I'm doing. My daughter was really keen on her, and I'm sure you wouldn't want to let her down. This was particularly evil because she knows how vulnerable and mentally vulnerable I was at the time. I would have done anything to get someone not to dislike me. Me, standing up for myself for the first time ever. No, honestly, you can't have her, miss. She's my dog. Don't be so rude. My daughter does animal behaviour at college. She'd turn that vicious dog into a good pet for your family. Plus, I have already bought her a bed and food for her. I'm sorry she growled, but she's my dog still. I can take her to dog training myself if need be. This went on, and she even offered me £300 for my dog, which I declined. I had a panic attack in the toilets and was sent home. Turned out, when I told my mum about our dog growling, that she'd seen a woman and a girl trying to pull my dog over our gate by her collar, and my dog had been yelping because they were holding her by her scruff. Mum had gone out to confront them, but they'd shuffled away before she could get to the gate. My mum, being the legend she is, made sure I got a new teaching assistant, and the entitled parent never spoke to me again. My dog, Nancy, is doing really well and has never been aggressive towards people for the years I've had her. I might share some more weird dog stories in the future. Weirdly, this wasn't the last time this would happen. Oh gosh. Well, definitely share any other weird dog stories you have, because I love weirdness, dogs and stories as well. So do that 100%. But ruling on this woman, I mean, she clearly was a bozo and she's clearly taking the biscuit, but she was also breaking the law. So really, really, I think you should have considered calling the police on her, because that's absolutely outrageous. What a bozo. I'm so glad your dog's doing all right. She looks lovely. Yeah, call the police if she comes near. But yes, a bozo and, of course, taking the biscuit. Next. Right, next up, we've got another picture entitled Parents Block Off Street. Let's have a look. Oh, wow, okay, so it seems here that the parents have literally coned off the middle of the street for their children to play on. That is absolutely unbelievable, mental. The entitlement there is ridiculous. Looking at the landscape, it looks like it's the US, but I'm guessing that their laws are not very different to the ones in the UK, where I am pretty sure you are not allowed to do that. It's a public street. People pay their taxes to use this. Total bozos, totally taking the biscuit. There are plenty of parks and other outside areas if you want your kids to play on bicycles, and actually teaching them things about how to cross the road when there are cars around and so forth is a really important skill anyway. So totally silly and taking the biscuit and total bozos. So let's move on. Next. Right, next up we've got entitled Aunt. It was my 21st birthday and my aunt, who never talks to me unless she needs something, calls to ask if I will watch her kids for her so she can go out with her boyfriend. I told her no, I have plans. She gets angry and calls me selfish and hangs up on me. I proceeded to prepare for my night out with my friends. When I got out of the shower, I go into my bedroom and find all 3 of my cousins in my bed. I go to ask my mum, what the hell? She says Steph just rang the doorbell and left them on the doorstep. I got dressed and waited for my friend to pick me up. We loaded the kids in the car and drove to the club. I walked in and found my aunt. She starts screaming, "Where are my kids?" Ironic. I said, "Outside waiting for you. I told you I wasn't babysitting tonight. It's my birthday and I have plans." She yells at me that she can't drive them home because she came with Abel, their father, and he wasn't ready to lead. I told her, y'all should have thought about that when you tried to force me to babysit for free. So either call a taxi or phone a friend, but you have 2 minutes to come get your kids before I call CPS. She didn't speak to me for about 6 months and I never babysat for free again. When I say no, I mean that, sugar. Well, I mean, again, this is quite a satisfying ending. Good for her. You often hear of these situations and the niece feels pressured and ends up cancelling her, appears to be birthday plans, and sit at home looking after children that aren't theirs. I'm a mother myself. As I said before, I know what it's like to want to go out somewhere and not be able to because I don't have a babysitter. That is the part of having a child. You have to deal with it. Your responsibility comes to them first. I mean, what I'm saying is absolute common sense, surely. This aunt was out of order. She was taking the biscuit and she was, without doubt, being an absolute bozo. Well done to the niece. I think good on you for taking them there. I'm sure she learnt her lesson, certainly with you, and not having to do free babysitting for an ungrateful aunt for the rest of your life doesn't seem like a bad thing. Well done. Right, finally we've got another picture. I think this is more of a sort of joke one, so let's have a look. It says, August the 21st, free event, solar eclipse party. And someone's commented below, most kids go back to school that day. Can it be done on the weekend? And someone very eloquently below puts it perfectly and said, did this lady just ask to reschedule the sun? I mean, if you haven't clicked on, obviously an eclipse is not something that anybody has any control over. So, I mean, it's a pretty ridiculous comment. I'm going to not call them a bozo, I'm going to call them a numpty rather than that, which is, I think, a more fitting word. And I don't think they're taking the biscuit. I think they just maybe don't quite understand. I think they probably should have a bit of a reading session with the lady who mentioned the bees at the start. So yeah, I think we'll let them off. They're not as much of a negative influence in society as the other ones we've had earlier on. So yes, I'll let them off. So that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you've got any comments, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much. Have a good day, and do not be a bozo.